Hi, and welcome to Gild Gab, our new show, monthly, weekly. What are we doing this? How often are we doing this?
Quarterly, yearly?
Quarterly, maybe annually. I don't know. I'm Joe Surrett. I've been in the natural gas industry for about 14 years and a member of the Guild of Ancient Supplers for 2. We decided to kind of come on board and tell everybody a little bit more about the Guild, and we couldn't think of a better person to bring on than Michelle Trapp, our mayor. So, Michelle, welcome aboard. It's good to see you as always.
Good morning. Michelle Trapp, have the privilege of serving as the 39th mayor of the Guild. So I've been a Guild member for about 15 years and been in the industry over 25. But I recently heard someone say last week, it sounds better when you say over 20 because it doesn't date how old we are.
I thought you were only 35 and you
I
started.
was going to say, I can't believe you. When you said I've been a member for 15 years, I was like, hey,
Starting middle school?
Yeah, it's skincare products.
For those of you that don't know, this is my counterpart, Chad. I'll let him introduce himself.
Oh, I have to talk about myself now?
No.
All right. I'm Chad Kuva. I've been in the natural gas industry for about 25 years. I've been a Guild member for 2.
You just told you not to do that.
Yeah, but I look like I'm 65, so
Okay, fair.
so it's okay. I've been in the Guild for about 2 years. And yeah, we're just trying to spread some word about natural gas and about the Guild and all the good things that happen about it with it.
Yes. So with that being said, I think, Michelle, one of the things is why don't we talk a little bit about the Guild and maybe some of the origin or history and just, kind of to give everybody a little bit of an overview about what the organization does and kind of what some of the goals are.
Awesome. I would love to. So I'll leave some of the history for one of your future Gild Gabs, but
we'll dive into that a little bit further in another episode.
Yes, exactly. So the Guild, I like to say, are our tenured and talented natural gas industry professionals, right? So the Guild is made up of suppliers, vendors, manufacturers, contractors. And the Guild it's an honor to be in the Guild. You have to be nominated. You have to have served 10 years already in the industry before you can even be invited to be in the Guild. And we go through a process of nominations, and you have to be supported by 3 other supplers. And then of course it goes out to vote, and you just like you guys did 2 years ago, you were nominated and you were voted in. So it's an honor. I remember when I first was nominated and asked to join the Guild, it was really like, I felt like I was part of the cool kids club now, right?
Sure.
So it was an honor to be asked to serve, and just kind of inserted myself in there, and was still, navigating my way through the industry. And the Guild is a good circle. It's a great network. And, our mission of the Guild, though, is to promote, the use of natural gas. We come together in fellowship, and we give back. I think that's one other really cool thing that we do, is how we can give back to the industry. So we have a scholarship that we award annually, and this is now, I believe, our 3rd scholarship we've given. So we choose someone in the natural gas, in a natural gas program, and it's an easy way to help, right? It's a good way to promote the industry and get people engaged and spread the word. And then we also give a check to the charity of choice to this last week at the AGA. So Joe Hampton is the managing committee chair. So we gave a check in his honor to the Boys and Girls Club in his area. So cool things like that, that really, keeps our name out there, and we're doing good things. We're giving back to the industry as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. One of the things and I don't really want to bring this up, but I think some of the stigma around of like the old guard, was more of like a kind of it felt like a bit of a secret society, right? And I think one of the things that we're trying to get away from is really, as you'd mentioned, and I felt the same way, like to be nominated to get into the Guild was like an honor. It was kind of like a career accomplishment. And I want everybody else to kind of feel that. And like, after 10 years, like maybe I could be in the Guild. Like that was something that was always very important to me from the day that I'd heard about it. So, I think you touched on that. Well, I think the other thing too, when you brought it up, I want to kind of talk about it a little bit more is, it is a very strong network of people. I think one of the things that I just want to kind of touch base on quickly is what kind of, and I kind of mentioned it, but what does it take to become a member? And it's not just 10 years in the industry. Like what exactly do Guild members exemplify, and what kind of people, what kind of people and personalities do we like to have in the organization?
Well, you two are stunning examples of
Oof.
what Guild members.
Will anybody
You're right.
follow our lineage?
You know, we look for people that are that have integrity and are trustworthy and are doing things for the right reason, right? I'm doing things that help promote the use of natural gas, but also people that are willing to come together to help each other. I think, you know, those are the key qualities. Integrity always comes to the top of my list when I think about why I would nominate someone into the Guild.
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead, Joe.
Sorry. No, you're
No,
up.
I
No,
talked
you
to
go. No, you go. You're fine.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think that's one of the things, that it's not just about being in the industry a long time. It's about the kind of person you are in those first 10 years. I mean, you don't get to just submit an application to be in the Guild, right? Like you have to have somebody say, you know what, that'd be a good person to have in there. And I think that that's why it means so much to people when they finally get in. Chad, I don't know if you wanted to jump in on that, but
Yeah, just I mean, the network that it creates to be in the Guild and work with other people, especially that have been around. You know, you at least know when you pick up the phone and call somebody that's in the Guild that they've been around the industry for 10 years, the type of person they are.
Right.
And the events and things like that are incredible too. You get a lot of networking time, so that's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's really good, and that kind of runs into the what are the benefits of it? As a member, what are the benefits, and at the same time, what are we as a group trying to get out to the general public, things that they don't know that we know, oddly enough.
So I think the creation of the LinkedIn page was huge.
Sure.
This gives us the opportunity for people to understand, what the Guild is without giving away too many of our secrets, right? I mean, we still are our group, and it's I was going to say too about the burgers, like when we have a burger breakfast. So a burger is someone from the LDC or the utility owner operator. So they get a little taste of it by coming to, and they're invited in as a guest to our breakfast. So just this last week, Joe Hampton joined us for our breakfast, and then he also gave us an update, what was going on, both from Spire's perspective, but also what was going on, the efforts with AGA. So that's a benefit that we get as a Guild suppler, is we go to these breakfasts and we have somebody like Joe come in and speak. And I think that's tremendous. I mean, when do you get, that one-on-one time, with the president of Spire? So I think that's a huge benefit, that
You're right.
while we do things within our own group, we're also bringing in people from the industry at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I've met some of the most incredible VPs and presidents of some of the gas utilities at Guild Burger
I would have
Breakfast.
never spoken to Chad otherwise.
Yeah, nobody would.
I think, Chad, you kind of touched on it just for a split second. I wanted to kind of talk about it a little bit more. Is there's kind of something that goes along with specifically being vendors, right? Like we're kind of selling products, or we're working on service oriented product things in the industry. When you have to call another vendor, or you need to call another person that's also maybe whether it be a competitor or somebody that's just a contemporary, like just carrying the fact that like, oh, they're in the Guild, like you immediately like there's like an immediate like comfortability
It's credibility too.
Right, credibility that person's as you had mentioned before, Michelle is somebody that I can trust, that somebody that has integrity, somebody that I've already kind of like, they've already been vetted. You know what I mean, so to speak. So I think that's a good thing. Chad mentioned it before, but I want to really talk about and I know that we've been working on this for the last quite a while, but what are the long-term like goals for the organization, as far as how do we plan on getting the message out? And I know you'd mentioned the LinkedIn page, but maybe talk about some of the other ideas or some of the other things that we might be working on, or that we are working on to kind of further deliver.
That we have. I know there's a lot that we have already.
Or that we have, right? Maybe to the website, things of that nature.
Yeah. So there's I think the advocacy committee, obviously that's a big part of the Guild is, to be advocates for the industry. But the advocacy committee specifically, is really doing a great job of finding ways to, bring in the community and, building out the gas facts and being able to share those. We actually have decks of playing cards, and on those cards are gas facts. So there you go. Awesome. And so things like that, just, having that resource so that when you go to a family picnic or to, church on Sunday, that, what do you do? Oh, I work in the natural gas industry, right? So, and you can educate people and you give them your elevator speech about what we do and how we are creating, a resilient, reliable, affordable, safer, natural gas source. So I think that's one of the best things that, has come out of, are those things, that those resources.
I agree. It's amazing how many people you talk to. And I tell the story of one of my best friends that lives across the street from me that's highly educated. So is his wife. And, we talk about, they were talking about, and I don't want to like say electric car, but they were talking about electric car. And I'm like, where electric's made, right? And they're like, windmills. And I'm like,
Plug it in.
Yeah, little, like this much. Solar, I'm like, this much. And then by the time you're done with the conversation, people are like, wait a minute. So they're making electric out of natural gas and fossil fuels. And I'm like, yeah, mostly. Like, so
Yeah.
to teach people that have no idea when they plug something into their wall that 40 or 35% of the time it's made that power is coming from natural gas is pretty incredible. It's a lot. It's
I
fun.
think one of the things that the Guild's trying to accomplish too is to do it through education, right?
Yep.
Like I think that's what Chad's referring to. Like whether it be through facts or whether it be through sharing information that's already been put forth by other associations. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of information out there. And the more that you can have that kind of that really patient, calm conversation with somebody that might sit on the other side of the aisle from you, but also be able to have the knowledge, right, to be able to really speak about facts and educate people. I think a lot of people always assume that natural gas is just bad because that's kind of what they hear, and I think our goal is to really collectively come up with the best solution for energy, and at this point in time, like what we need energy for everything that we do, and a big part of that is natural gas. So I mean, I think we're really trying, and I'm hoping that by having these conversations and talking a little bit more, that we can start to educate people a little bit more, and maybe add some of those into these types of conversations as well. One thing that I don't want to miss and pass on, and I don't think we spoke about it, is you're the first female mayor. And now, for those of you that don't know, the mayor is the top chief,
Graham Poobah.
the most important person at the Guild, and you're the first mayor. So I do want to congratulate you, because that's
awesome.
Incredible accomplishment. I mean, since 1937, there's and it's every year, right? If I'm correct, or is it 2 years?
It's a 2-year term.
So every
Would have
2
been
years.
really bad at math considering she was 39th in 1937. Like, come on, man.
I'm sorry, man.
There would have been 100 of them, 70,
I'm
90,
here.
70, 80.
But what I'm saying is like that's a really nice, that's a really incredible accomplishment, and we're happy to be along with on this ride with you. Chad and I, you've been in this for 15 years. We're only in year 2, so it's something exciting. Is there anything else that you'd want to mention as far as the Guild, or anything else that you want to talk about to add before we close?
Yeah, it's an honor, right, to serve, and I'm super proud that I am the first female, mayor, and the Guild's diversified over the years, right? I mean, there's no, no hiding it. It used to be just a bunch of old white guys. So it's become a more diverse group, and I'm proud of that there's more inclusivity, and that we've really expanded, to, we're the face of our customers, right?
Sure.
We work with them. We want to be like them, right? So I think adding the diversity aspect to the Guild has been a good accomplishment as well. And I'm super thankful for the past mayors that have served before me, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be standing here today.
Sure.
And a lot of those past mayors are, they're my mentors, they're my sponsors, and I'm incredibly thankful for them and for all the supplers. I mean, it's an incredible network of people that I'm so incredibly thankful for.
And we're happy to be a part of it too. I mean, I'm really excited to see where this goes and how we're able to maybe push the industry forward through this group of people. One thing I want to leave with is for those of you that haven't ever heard of the Guild before, you can visit supplersgild.org. And it'll tell you a little bit more about what we do. There's a lot of good information on there. And, you know, for all of us, if you ever want to reach out and learn more to anybody that you know that might be in the Guild and ask questions and want to learn more about being a, you know, being a member, I suggest you do so, because it's a really solid group of people and a solid foundation for this industry. So with that being said, Michelle, thank you so much for coming on. And it's always a pleasure to see you. I've known you long enough to back that whole integrity thing. You're probably the most virtuous, integrity driven person I've ever met. So you know, it's really great to be, you know, again, part of this group with you. So thank you for being with us.
Well, I thank you guys too for doing this. This is a great way to kick this off, and I think our efforts will continue to grow. So thank you guys for what you're doing
Now
too.
I just have to figure out how to edit it.
So with that being said, I don't know, you're going to probably end up just becoming the third member of this thing. So
You're not-
just so you know. But no, all joking aside, thank you so much for this. And we're really hoping that this drives some conversation and people want to ask questions and really learn a lot more about the organization. As we'd mentioned in the beginning, I think it was looked at as like the secret society, and that's certainly not the face of what we want to be going forward.
Right.
So, excited to see where we take this.
Exactly. Love it.
Very excited. Thank you very much.
Until next time.
Gild Gab episode 1.
Yeah, episode
Check.
1 in the books.
All
Do
right.
you want me to stop the recording now?
Yeah, I would hope that
All
we
right.
do that.
I just want to make sure. Hang on, I had to hit another button.